Hello and welcome to Drafting with Jamie Rigatti. I'm going to be doing a weekly draft video for you guys and gals. So here we go. We are in Intermediate Swiss Draft League. And this is our pack one, pick one choice. And wow, I am liking our choices here. Quicksmith Spy is quite good. Gifted Etherborn is a great 2-drop. Maverick Thopterist is a lot of fun, and Ether Chaser is just a great 2-drop. Daring Demolition is really good removal. So this is a solid pack. I am going to go ahead and take Quicksmith Spy here. I have not gotten the opportunity to play this card a lot, and it's just great. And Artifacts Matters deck, it's a really good card. It's an Artificer, so Goggles look really spicy in the third pack for it. Yeah, we'll take the Quicksmith Spy. In a perfect world, we wheel Thopterist, but that's never going to happen. And I'm aware of that. So, okay, here, let's see. I'm sort of inclined to take the Daring Demolition here. It's a really powerful removal spell. Destroy target creature or vehicle. It's powerful. It's expensive. It's not super expensive. 4 mana is really, really fair for it, for sure. The double black sometimes can be an issue, but it's just, I think it's the best card in the pack for us. If we can end up in blue-black control, that's great. We might even be able to splash Quicksmith Spy, since it's like a 4-drop. And if we end up in like black-red Artifacts Matter, this might be splashable for us if we can get a bunch of maps. So that's something to think about. Never get married to your first picks, unless it's like the love of your life. Quicksmith Spy is not the love of my life, but yeah, I'm going to take the Daring Demolition here. Reason being, I don't think Ice Over is super exciting. We did pass some good black cards in the first pack, though, so we have to be aware that we're probably going to get cut in the next pack. That's just something to think about. Wow, so here, I've finally come around to the party boat. The Consulate Dreadnought, I always thought, oh my gosh, crew 6, who has time for that? Or the resources for that, right? But actually, it's not that hard. You just even throw in some Night Market Guards in your deck. You can throw in, like, there's a lot of 3-powered stuff. So you tap 2 things and you're swinging for 7 with 11 toughness. That's just, like, golden. So I've definitely come around to this, for sure. There's also Reverse Engineer, which if we end up in Artifacts Matter, it's really good. Being able to draw 3 cards and improvise to do it and only paying 2 blue mana is, like, excellent. So I think those are our choices in this pack. I'm gonna take the Dreadnought. Also, because this leaves us open. We don't actually know we're blue yet. I want to be blue, but we don't know for sure. So I'm gonna take the Dreadnought. All right. So let's see here. Rogue Refiner is nice, but I personally don't like to splash that sort of card. We might end up being like blue-green. I haven't found blue-green to be super synergistic in Aether Revolt. So it's not something that I always like fight really hard to get into or anything like that. I'm actually really quite sad if I end up in blue-green. It's not synergistic. It just doesn't do it for me. So I'm gonna leave the Rogue Refiner there. I'm looking at Augmenting Automaton, Implements, and Watchful Automaton. We are looking for artifacts for our Quicksmith Spy, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take the blue implement here. Brawl is kind of fun. Perilous Predicament can be insane. It can also just be 5 mana, do pretty much nothing if they have like a bunch of servos out or anything like that. Or just like creatures that don't really matter. So I find Perilous Predicament to be perilous as a pick here. If we end up in blue, Baral is sort of enticing. I also don't hate Implement of Malice here. Predicament it can be quite good. But let's take Baral and see how that goes. I actually haven't played Baral. Oh, wow. 2 Barals? Probably don't need 2, right? I haven't been super impressed by these packs yet. So hopefully the packs will get a little bit stronger. Brawl number 2. Do we really need a Brawl number 2? No. And also it's legendary, so we couldn't even have both out at the same time, which is like disappointing. So I think I might just take an ice over here, even though I'm not like super thrilled about it. Universal Solvent's fine too. We can throw like the spy ability on that because we don't use it until really late, so that's an option. Ice over is okay too. Yeah. Okay, I actually think, yeah, ice over. We'll probably get a solvent later on. They go around really late. Okay, Hinterland Drake. Now this I'm excited to pick up. I think that means that blue is open enough for us for sure. I'm not seeing super clear signals about what colors we're supposed to be in this seat, so hopefully we'll figure it out in the next pack. Okay, Skirbo. Servo Schematic. That's a tongue twister, not really. That fits in our deck. We're looking for improvised stuff now. Now we need like the hexproof 4/4 guy that has improvised, and we need a Fen Hauler because we're piling up on our artifacts. But the schematic goes really well with the spy, so I'm gonna take that. And it's adding artifacts, so I'm definitely cool with that. Negate's okay, Resourceful Return's okay, and Leave in Dust is okay, but I kind of like the schematic here. We're actually sort of mono blue at this point, which is like not terrible going into pack 2. Like we're pretty open, so that's good. But at the same time, it's a little nerve-wracking because I like to know what I'm doing going into pack 2 a little bit. But wow, yeah, mono blue is not exactly where I want to be. But our cards are not terrible. I think I want the automaton actually. I don't really want a second ice over. There's ice overs for days. I've seen people play this. I think it's like marginally playable, but very not exciting. So I'm gonna take an ice over. Oh my gosh. How many ice overs are too many ice overs? I really like those ice over with like pacification array. But other than that, it's like, it's okay. I guess I'll take the automaton, it's fine. I don't think I'm running 3 ice overs, honestly. But I don't know that I'm black yet, so I don't know if we're gonna end up playing that. A Rebuke would probably fit in this deck pretty well. I don't think I want 2 automatons. Let's take a Rebuke, that's fine. Ugh. Not exciting, but I'll take the Technician. It's playable as a 1-of sometimes. I'm probably not running 2 Rebukes. We could, but probably not. So, okay. I'm really not super excited about what we have going on here. Wow, efficient construction. I'm wondering if we could make that work in this deck, if we just pick up like all artifacts. That'll probably wheel though. Nobody wants this. Unless you're in a really specific deck, which we're not quite in yet. I think I'm going to just take the Drake. Drake is like a really solid 3-drop. There's nothing that pulls me into a second color here. Foundry Hornet doesn't look super good for us because we have nothing with counters, so it's really just a 2/3 flyer for 4, which is like not exciting. So yeah, we'll take the Drake. That's fine. I do really enjoy blue-black control in this set, so hopefully we can end up in black. Wow, Gifted Aetherborn. And a Maverick Thopterist. Oh boy. Now this pick is super real. And I mean, to be safe, we could take a Drake or an Inventor, honestly, but this is just so good. I want the Thopterist. We're sort of black at this point, so Gifted Aetherborn would not be a terrible pick. It is a really good 2-drop. This is just the point in the draft where you have to decide, okay, well, what colors am I actually? Do I want to commit to black at this point for a Daring Demolition? Because that's pretty much what we're committing for. And Gifted Aetherborn is good enough, but Thopterist is more synergistic with what we have going on here, I think. But how open was red in the first pack? I don't think open at all. I'm going to take the Gifted Aetherborn. And honestly hope we wheel the Salvager because we have enough artifacts for that to be fun. That was a hard pick because we could have gone a bunch of different ways there. Sigh. This pack just like has nothing for us. So I could take another Rebuke, which we already have one in the sideboard. I'm not playing multiple Rebukes in this deck, probably. A Fourth Bridge Prowler is very underwhelming. Like, very underwhelming. We could take like a speculative pick here in case we don't end up in black. So I could take like a Shock, or I could take like a Felidar Guardian, which I think I'm going to do because I don't really love Fourth Bridge Prowler. Like, I only bring that in from the sideboard if I see a lot of X1s from my opponent. So I think I'm going to take a speculative pick, take a Guardian, yeah, or a Shock, just in case we don't end up in black because they're powerful cards. I'll take the Guardian. Okay, Tezzeret's Touch is nice for us, really nice for us, because we're already trying to do the Artifacts Matter thing. Okay, that has to be the pick here, and now I'm committed to black. But we missed out on nothing in that last pack by taking the Guardian. Just the 1/1 that does -1/-1 when it comes in, but that, I never play that. I mean, it's a sideboard card. Alright, I'm going to take the Tezzeret's Touch. If I was super greedy, I would take the black Implement and like hope we wield this, but I don't want to lose it because now we're moving into this for sure. All right, Spire of Industry is probably a nice pickup for us just in case we want to splash. I like it more so than Negate, but Negate is a really good sideboard card. But since we already have counters in the Rebukes, I'm looking to pick up this. We are probably going to have enough artifacts that this will be a reasonable card for us to start moving towards a splash if we want it. Yeah, so this is going okay. Consulate Dreadnought number 2 or a Swooper. Oh, and a Reverse Engineer. Wow. Okay, I wish all this stuff wasn't in one pack. That's very sad. Although honestly, the Dreadnought is going to be a little tough for us to crew. I don't like Dreadnought in blue because it is really hard to crew. I rhymed. I think the pick is Swooper here, honestly. It's a really solid 2-drop. Reverse Engineer is tempting, though. It's tempting. But yeah, I think we want this. That's a really late Swooper, actually. People have been picking these up really early. As they should. If you can get it going and just make a bunch of servos, it's strong. And it's an Artificer. Ooh. See what I'm talking about? This Spire will let us splash Dark Intimations. What are we missing out on by taking that? Nothing. A Solvent, which I would maybe like to have a one of in this deck, but this is definitely the spicy pick, and it's the pick that I'm going to make. I've been playing this card a lot lately. It's like hilarious. I never thought I would be a Dark Intimations kind of gal, but when you cast it, it can be so brutal. So in the next pack, we're looking for a Prism or 2 to help this splash. But it's so late. Like, this is a card that's easily splashable. Okay, so now we have the choice between Fourth Bridge Prowler and Negate. Since there's so many vehicles in this format, I'm a big fan of having Negate around. Another blue implement. I wish this was a black implement because I don't really want to play a blue one, but we'll take it, I guess. Wow, how many blue implements are too many blue implements? Can this do well in our deck? I'm not sure. I don't need another implement though, so we'll take it just in case. Fourth Bridge Prowler, okay. Reservoir Walker, okay. That is a very late Infiltrator, and that makes me very sad. I love this card. I don't think we're playing 2 Watchful Automatons, but you never know. Wow, we're like mostly mono blue at this point. Okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. We can work it out. I'm looking forward to playing this. I've played this before and got back a Tezzeret, and I was like, wow, that felt so good. I've actually had a deck with Tezzeret and Dovin and Dark Intimations. It was really kind of silly. Okay, so Licensed Disintegration is a nice splash. If we're already splashing for Dark Intimations, that's a nice pickup. How much energy do we make in this deck? Just with Swooper? I don't think we want a Fabrication module. If we get a Virtuoso, I'll be really sad. But I think the pick here is Unlicensed Disintegration. It's powerful. And it's easily splashable. I'm also interested in a P-File and a Dund Operative. But our curve is okay so far, so as much as I'd like to have this, I think that this is just too solid to pass, so I'm going to take the Unlicensed. Okay, so, Pack is not exciting for us. Minister is kind of silly. It used to be fun when you can make a lot of energy, but we can't make that work in this deck. Disappearing Act is interesting. I think I'd rather just have a Trade Winds. Sure. We can also take a Monitor just as a 3/2. Which I don't necessarily hate. We're a little light on creatures. Yeah, honestly, maybe we just need this as a 3/2. That's fine. It's not exciting for sure, but we are a little light. I want to get this number up a little bit. It crews the... Oh, Serpent. This Monitor crews the Dreadnought. Not completely, but halfway. Okay, so P-Foul I want, but we have to take the Serpent because that's a nice finisher for this deck. Hopefully we'll wheel a P-Foul from one of the other packs, but Serpent's the pick here. Serpent is the real deal, and we have a lot of artifacts, so I think this is going to be nice and cheap for us. I really would love a Prism, but people scoop them up. Okay, Ether Meltdown is fine. We could also take another Monitor, but I think we do want the Meltdown. What's our removal situation? We have Demo, Dark Intimations, Unlicensed Disintegration, and 2 Ice Overs. Yeah, I think we need the Meltdown. Theorist is nice. Theorist is really nice. Being able to scry is like a good thing. I like Rush as a trick, but I don't think that we are looking for combat tricks in this deck. And Select is nice too, but Theorist, get in here. Yeah, I mean, scrying is really, really, really nice. And he kind of holds down the ground. Okay, alright, we're sort of getting there. There's some things I'd like to, you know, clean up a little bit. Like, I really don't want to be playing 2 Watchful Automatons. And I would really love a Prism or some other sort of fixing. I don't even know if we saw any maps in the first couple packs. I was a little distracted, but I don't remember seeing them. I'm gonna have to go back and look. Not that we were trying to fix at that point. People pick up fixing really, really highly these days. I've just come around to splashing. Ooh, Aviator is nice. Don't mind if I do. And I like a Subtle Strike as well, but I can't pass this. That's great. Making our Serpent cheaper seems fine. Yeah, our mana actually isn't too difficult because we have a lot of artifacts and we're mostly blue. Like, what do we have? Like 3 black cards? I guess, well, 5 if you count the gold ones, right? Well, yeah, so 2 double black, which is sort of an issue. And then, yeah, 3 with the gold cards in them. Okay. Glintness screen can find a lot of things, right? I can find Automaton, Dreadnought, Service-O-Matic, Monitor, Examination, and an Automaton. Yeah, It's probably okay. I don't hate the Sentry either. And we maybe want to trade winds, but I think the Crane is okay. It's also a flyer. So what are our win cons for this deck? Flying, Serpent. We do have a decent bit of removal, so I think we'll be okay. I don't know that we play a Rush of Vitality in this deck, but I think we have more of a reason to play that than Blade Master, though, because our 3-drops are alright. So I'll take that and put it over here. I don't want to play 2 Watchful Automatons. I just don't. Oh, P-Fell. Okay, great. That's awesome. Fits our curve nicely, and it helps cast Serpent, so that's good. And it's a nice little target for Crane. Crane, find a P-Fell. Wow. Wow. Gwyn Sleeve Artisan and Tiger are left this late, and Cogworker's Puzzle Nut. Oh, that's crazy. I'm going to take the Disappearing Act. We don't have a lot of energy for a Minister. Tezzeret's Ambition. I don't think we're playing that, but possibly. Curio Vendor in case we play against someone who's super fast. Sure. Goat. Failed Inspection. Okay. All right. Well, we kind of got there. This deck's okay. The curve is good. We have decent removal. And we have a couple win cons. Flying Serpent. I mean, Dreadnought too, once we can crew it. That thing's a beast. So, it's all right. What do we have for Baral? We actually don't have that many, like, sorceries or instants, right? We have mostly enchantments. Maybe I just don't even play Baral, honestly. Let's see. I thought with blue, like, we would end up with a lot of spells, but we didn't. Like, these are all, like, enchantments and artifacts and... Yeah, so I think Baral's out. He's just not doing enough. Sorry, buddy. So then we have 24. We should probably play 17 lands. Gearseeker, Serpent. How many artifacts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This makes artifacts. 8, 9, 10. Because this makes another servo. 10-ish? And then Gluttonous Crane finds an artifact. Hopefully, maybe. So this should be like a 5-drop at the most. Possibly cheaper. So I think we have to make 1 cut. I don't think it can be a creature because we're a little light. I mean, 13 is fine in a deck like this, honestly. So, we have a lot of artifacts that I think Rebuke is pretty strong. It's easy to leave up mana for this if you have a lot of artifacts, honestly. And it feels so good if you rebuke like a Gearhulk. I've totally done that. I rebuked a red Gearhulk, and I only had 1 blue mana up. It was so nice. Oh, the good times of Magic. Anyway, so yeah. I'm finding it difficult to make a cut here, honestly. I see this having a high upside. We honestly don't have a lot of fixing for Unlicensed. Maybe I should cut that. Maybe I'm supposed to cut Unlicensed and Dark Intimations, honestly. They're really, really strong, but we didn't get enough fixing. So yeah, unfortunately I think I am just going to cut these. If we had 1 more piece of fixing, I would be very willing to play these cards. And our mana is not super difficult, but the double black concerns me. And we want to be able to pump it on Automaton. So let's see, what am I going to bring in? I took out Baral. I think that's correct. What else looks good here? I don't particularly want another Watchful Automaton. Sigh. Do I play a Curio Vendor? These are so powerful. I'm very sad to take these out, honestly, but I think that's correct. This is sort of difficult. Let's see. This This is marginally playable. What do we need energy for? Do you want to negate? Maybe another counter spell, like Disappearing Act. What do we benefit from bouncing? Aviator, that's pretty much it. Crane, maybe, to find another thing. We have card draw in Implement, so I don't know if I want to run Tezzer's Ambition. I mean, drawing cards is nice, though. Maybe it's Tezzer's Ambition, honestly. Drawing cards is really nice. And we will probably have an artifact, right? So draw 3 cards for 5 is not the worst. Although, I mean, I really would much rather have the one from Ether Revolt, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, this deck looks okay. I mean, we have some good sideboard options. Sort of. I'm very disappointed in this, but okay, it is what it is. Let's add some basics. 13 and 4? No. 10-7's probably right. We want to drop this on 2, but I mean, this is good no matter when we play it. But ideally you play it on 2, so I think it's 10-7. Alright. Yeah, this looks okay. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and check back next week, because I'm going to be doing weekly draft videos. Hype! Alright, once again, I'm Jamie Rigatti, and I hope you have a lovely day. Take care.